Lynn Bardowski, founder at $1 Million Party Girl, with a brand new episode of Social Girl Live. This is where we help you turn your post into profits. It's my favorite thing to do, quite frankly. And oh my gosh, you're going to love our guest today. Lisa McCoskey is here, and I know some of her team is watching. So if you are on team Living Well Beauty or Beauties, you guys know what I'm saying. If you're on our team, let us know in the comments. And just let us know whatever direct selling company you're from. You're going to hear how Lisa made some key changes to her Facebook parties. And oh my gosh, they are working. Her last team Facebook party, we call that a mega party, was over 9,000 in sales. And she said she's got about 12 people ready to jump in and get started. A couple of them actually have already done that in just these last couple days. So excited to share this with you. But first, you guys know what we need, right? We need a theme song. Welcome, Lisa.
Hello, everybody. Lynn, I realize I totally need a theme song now. That's going to be my next project.
Yes, every girl needs a theme song. And if you guys are following me on Instagram, Lisa and I were talking before we started, and I said I'm literally cracking myself up because I just did an Instagram Reels to let everybody know that Lisa and I would be going live, and you guys have to see it because you'll see exactly what I look like before I go live. And for those of you that
you guys, you do really need to go see it because it was phenomenal. I'm going to need to practice that too. You're a trendsetter.
For anybody that is like feeling insecure or doesn't have the confidence to go live, you have to see what I have to go through to get ready to go live. It's pretty funny because if you don't know, I just wrapped up a full 6 treatments of chemo. This is a wig, and I'm actually I'm actually a chia pet right now. I told Lisa.
Yeah. No, you can even tell though, Lynn, you're just stunning.
Oh gosh, thank you so much. You're too kind. All right, let me hold on here because we need to see your name on camera. So let me remove my little show doodad there and make sure we can see Lisa. There we go.
Now I'm official.
I'm multitasking.
That's the thing with StreamYard. That's one of the things that I realized, that you have to kind of know the buttons and practice, right?
Practice makes perfect. Yeah. So that's why, I'm always encouraging guys to go live, even if it's just in a private group with you and your bestie, because that's how you get more confident, right? To do it more often. So
absolutely. The one thing that I started doing when I was first learning how to do live is I would click only me so that I could just practice.
Exactly.
And I didn't feel intimidated then.
Yeah, you guys, you can go live in private. You don't have to feel like you're out there, put yourself out there until you're ready to put yourself out there. Kelly's here. I didn't even know that you guys were connected.
Yes, Kelly. She's one of my besties in real life. She's wonderful. She was very instrumental in this last workshop that we did, the one that I was telling you about, with all the fun and excitement that happened there.
Oh, fantastic. Well, it sounds like you have an amazing team. So you guys got to tune in to the show because Lisa's got so many great insights on what she changed in her parties. I'm just talking over the last month that had a huge impact. And she started in direct selling 4 years ago and has a 4 million plus organization. So
that's thanks to my amazing, brilliant, phenomenal team, right?
Exactly. As a true leader, right? You're tossing the baton and giving others credit. And honestly, I knew right when I got to know Lisa a little bit better. She's enrolled in my Facebook party course early last month, and just connecting with her through that. I just told her I love her energy. I love what she's about. And I wanted to bring her on my show so you guys could really get her secret sauce. And I'm sure you already are seeing that. So, so let's jump right in.
Sure.
So let's hear a little bit about your backstory. How did you get involved in direct selling? Because I know when we talked, you said, I never wanted to be that direct seller. And had this perception, like so many people do, of kind of that, crazy, spammy person. So
exactly.
tell us your backstory.
Sure. Well, my name is Lisa McCoskey. I'm a wellness facilitator and clean beauty advocate for Living Well Life. And my husband is a chiropractor. Our office name is Living Well Spine Center. So we kind of have a theme going there with the whole Living Well brand. And so as a business owner, brick and mortar business owner, we had lots of direct sellers. A lot of nutrition, a lot of exercise, all that they would come and they would want to enroll my husband or the practice. And it was just so different back then because it was very aggressive and you almost felt like you were being assaulted by them. And we love these people. I mean, these were people that we pretty much knew and they were practice members, but we knew that we didn't want to ever be those people. We want to share. We want people to come to us when they're ready, when the time is right, when it's the best fit for them. And so when this opportunity with Crunchy came along, it was like, okay, well, I love the mission. I love the products, but how can I embrace the direct sales part of it? And I kept reading and exploring, and I realized
you had an icky beginning,
right? Yes, and so I didn't really know how I was going to make this connect, right? But their philosophy was this boutique direct sales, which Lynn, I think that's what you've been doing all these years, just naturally and organically. And so this Crunchy Classy way was just so. I just could embrace it. And I love sharing it now. And I love sharing the mission and I love sharing the products. It aligns with our lifestyle in such an incredibly beautiful way. It really makes it a joy.
Well, I'm so glad you took the plunge because, that isn't the industry now that you're in it in deep.
Yeah.
You know how empowering it is for women and how great it is. So I'm so glad you gave it a second chance.
Oh, me too. Yeah. That's my favorite part is just helping the team grow and rise up in their greatness. And I still love the products tremendously, but boy, do I love to see them succeed. Oh,
it is honestly what gets, every leader that I know, it's what gets them out of bed every day. And consultants too, because you're doing the same thing with your customers and your host, right? And serving them. So it truly is a business of women empowering women. And one thing I really love about your story is that you were recruited by your daughter, right? And so how fun. And let us know if you are, either recruited by or somebody in your family is in your same business with you, is in the same industry, because I was recruited by my sister-in-law. And Lisa and I were saying how, when that happens, when you have a family member in the business, number one, it's so much more fun. And that's why I think every single consultant needs to join with a friend, a bestie, a family member, right? It's so much more fun. But now when you get together, like we have to tone it down.
It's so true, Lily. We're like, we need to sit on opposite ends of the table. So we're not trying to talk about our business and, this fun thing happened over here. Our family loves and supports us, and they are with us 100%, but we do have to separate family from business occasionally, but it's hard. Like you say, it's like you want to talk and it's just so fun.
It's like when you're, back in school and your teacher has to separate you from your best friend because you're like,
exactly. Yeah. We can text each other across the table.
So I just love that you got to share this success with your daughter.
Yeah.
And so you started in the beginning, obviously over the last, it's not even 4 years. You started in 2017 in March. So, you're still about 6 months out from your 4-year anniversary.
Yeah.
What advice would you give a brand new consultant to help them grow really fast? Because obviously you went from, 0 to 60 pretty quickly.
Yeah, it was, and like I said to you before, I did not know what I didn't know. So even just 2 weeks ago when I was sitting on the call with you guys and I was hearing the other guests asking questions, I'm like, wow, that's a great question. I didn't even think about that. Wow. So it's definitely a learning process for me. And that is one of the pieces of advice that I would give them. Give yourself grace to have time to learn. With our particular company, we do have a Smart Start program to get them from 0 to 60 in a very short amount of time, 5 months. So that's my advice when an advocate for our company comes on board. It's like, let's get you going. I talk about it with them before they even enroll, so they know what the expectations are. They know what the rewards are at the end of that. And then they get to decide, do I want to do it this way, or do I just want to kind of take and go at my own pace? I'm there to walk beside them however they feel the most comfortable.
I love that. So as I said, in true service, it's not about you and where you're going. It's where you're going to take other people, right? And sometimes I feel like people do have to put their toe in the water. It is kind of those baby steps. And each new step, you get more and more confident. And then people are ready for more. So, so let's fast forward because we connected. Well, actually, in speaking with you, I'm like, wait a minute, I think that like I talked to you 2 years ago. We've kind of,
we had emailed.
We had emailed, it's like people come into your life and then they come back into your life. Just talking about social selling, training for Crunchy, and it just wasn't the right time. And so tell me about your Facebook parties, because I know that this year things changed a little bit. And have things changed?
Have things ever changed? Oh my gosh. So yes, like a year and a half ago when we first connected by email, we saw your brilliance and we're like, oh my gosh, the team is going to eat this up. They're going to love this, but their minds needed to be set first. And so now that we are a year and a half past that mindset reset, it's like, okay, this is the next phase for everybody. So the way we would do workshops in the past is bombard with lots of posts per day, like up to 13 a day. We had an actual script that our team could copy and paste and post right into the workshop. What we found was the first 2 days, it was great. We had some interaction. It was really wonderful. And then they started disappearing. The people in the workshops would start disappearing. And it was frustrating because here we're pouring into this group and we're wanting this hostess to have this amazing event, right? That's another part of this beautiful program, is that we want to help.
Just to clarify for people that are a little not sure, a workshop basically is a Facebook party, but it's educational.
Thank you. Yes, exactly. We use it, at the same, right? The workshops and the parties. But for us, because Crunchy, their pillar is education, that's what they like to lead with. We turned it into a workshop, but it really is just a party because it really is just fun. And that's what a party is, right? So we were really just bombarding our guests and they were disappearing, and the hostesses were doing okay, but not as well as we thought that they could. And then let's see, did I tune into you like a month or so ago? I think it was about a month ago, Lynn. It was a program that you had done. And so we knew that we needed to shift, and you were like the answer to our prayers because we didn't know where to go next. We just came off of a November that was absolutely phenomenal. We, over our best month in 2020, we increased 96% just in the month of November.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, we were blown away, and it just shows us also the desire for clean beauty and how important it is to eliminate the toxicities from our life, which is our mission. So when your mission is being fulfilled, you really do feel good. But I'm like, okay, well, we have every client that we have has ordered everything that she's going to need for the month of December, And it's like, so where do we go from here? Because I didn't want them to lose that momentum going into December. Let's finish out 2020 with just a bang, right?
Right. And especially after you saw that decline over this pandemic time.
Exactly.
And, and speaking, it really is that virtual fatigue. Yes, everything is virtual, but because everything is virtual, they're exhausted. And we can't keep doing our business the same way today we did it 6 months ago. And so kudos to you for realizing it, because so many people would just keep going on and just going down.
Exactly. It's like, well, this worked. How come it's not working now? And instead of, it's that definition of insanity, right?
Yeah, right. Keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Exactly. Thank you. And so it's like, no, let's freshen this up. Let's make this a blast for our clients. Let's just experiment. Let's have fun. We don't know what's going to happen, so let's just go for it. So 3 of my top leaders, we met ahead of this, planned it out before our Black Friday and all that. So we knew going into December that we weren't going to take a nap. We were not going to sleep it off, right? We were just going to go full charge ahead. And they did, and they were such superstars. And so we planned it all out, and we had this, it's like, okay, we're going to do 4 posts a day. We're going to do, a morning post, either a live or a written post. We're going to encapsulate that with some comments below that. So we didn't have to do a lot of education in the primary post. Which, it was working out great. And so on Wednesday, which was our start day, it's like, okay, well, let's get this started. We'll get that in there. And then we had so much engagement, Lynn. We had so much engagement. I didn't know what to do. I had never, ever experienced anything like this before.
Wow.
And
so you reduced your post by there's a quarter of the post that you used to have.
Exactly.
And this was what a lot of people call a mega party or a block party. So how many leaders and consultants were participating? Just to give everybody.
Yep. We had 4 leaders and then 21 active advocates that were team members. So we had them going in there and commenting as well. And we did a fun little incentive for the top contributing advocate that was part of the workshop. I announced that yesterday. So that was super exciting. I had made up some baskets and things. And that was super fun too, because I wanted each one of the advocates to be seen as the expert that she is within the workshop. I didn't want it to be just about the 4 of us that were running the show, right? I wanted those other ones to rise up and shine. And they did. It was just so fun. Yeah, Alyssa was part of it too. It was just crazy. Okay, so we're getting all this engagement, but you know what? We were completely overwhelmed. It's like, how do we take these likes, loves, and comments and turn them into business building activities, right?
Yes.
Thankfully, we had your Q&A. Wednesday, no, it wasn't the Q&A. It was part of the, we met up.
You had enrolled. You enrolled in my Facebook. So everybody's like, how did she get this? You enrolled in my Facebook party course in early November. Started to learn this, what I call the less is more Facebook party. Focusing on making every post count instead of multiple, crazy amounts of posts. And as a result, you were invited to a bonus.
Yes.
Basically bonus virtual party hosting with Lori Girardi and I that we did last Wednesday. So I'll help you, explain that part.
So get it all connected together, because that was, the timing was divine. If we hadn't had that time together where you could help me redirect the energy of the group, one of the keys that you shared with me was what what you need to know next.
The what you need to know post.
Yes. And so we hadn't we didn't have one of those. So that we went back in and we re-edited all the posts that we did so that it had all those links right there, so that people didn't have to go looking, and that we could tie that back in. And it got everybody thinking, you know, all the guests that were in there were 275 guests. Yeah, so it was, so you can imagine, I think total comments over the 4 days was like 3,500. I mean, it was a lot of engagement. So you can imagine how we were overwhelmed. One of the benefits, I mean, and the girls then did great. And then we were doing all the follow-up because that's where you're going to continue those connections. Typically, we're looking for hostesses, right? Hostesses to move forward to the next week or the next week or the next week and continue that expansion and continue sharing the mission. But what we found was that we called them advocates in disguise. Because of all the posting and all the comments, it's like, you guys are naturals. You guys could be doing what we're doing right now. So, you know, we've had already 5 new advocates join the team. And I'm telling you what, I think there's at least 10, maybe 15 that are right there ready. But then another plethora, probably the other 200 that are left out of that really could do the same thing that we do. And so it's really nice, like by day 2, to see the shift from product sale focus or hostess focus to let's love on these girls like they're advocates for our community. And it was, I don't know, it was such an organic shift. And I was just so thankful. But Lynn, it's because of your languaging, and it was because of how you directed the thought process from, that's great that you're getting all this engagement, but you have to, you know, come on now, we got to pivot, turn this into something.
That's right. All about turning, you know, when I say turn your posts into profits, you know, I mean, you've got to evaluate. It's great you're getting engagement. That is definitely part 1. But part 2, you got to turn that into parties and new advocates and, of course, sales. And you got sales as well.
We did. Yes. It was just a little over $9,000 for just that leg of the teams. Yeah.
Wow.
It was a powerful shift. Did Kelly Riedel say that? It was, I mean,
yeah, he said it was a powerful shift. Because
we were all, the 4 of us were like, oh my gosh, how do we keep up with all this? And what do we do with all this magnetic energy that they're sharing with us? So you helped to guide us to that result.
So fewer posts, focusing more on meaningful content.
Right?
And yeah, I mean, that's really how you fire up the algorithm, because that's exactly what it wants. Meaningful content and conversations that are keeping people on the platform. And then by using my kind of that what you need to know post idea, you were able to leave that little, trail back to, because, you know, you never know where somebody's coming into a party, and you've got to make it easy for them to take action, to shop, to book, to join, to do all the things you want to do. So you left that little trail, and they followed.
It was so fun. And we're still having people join the event. I think I added somebody again last night. I'm like, I'm still adding them. There's so much good content here that I wanted them to share it. And the girls and I have all been laughing because the members of this group, not even the advocates, but the members of the group are like, please don't shut this group down. You know, we love it. And so we're going to continue to post as the new advocates join. We can do a welcome post for them and kind of a shout out for them. And so it's so exciting. It's just the energy that we got from it. I just can't even tell you. I mean, that's been such a blessing. And I attest that to you.
Kelly's saying people are still posting and commenting. So this could be the beginning of kind of a mega party group, without really calling it a mega party, because that's, of course, a term we use, but your educational group, where you just keep going.
Yes. Well, and that's what we wondered. It's like how, because we all have our own resource groups too, that we typically will guide the event guests back to. And we will still continue to do that, because that's where we can really nurture them and love on them in an individual way, let them be seen and heard in a different community. But these women felt seen and heard in a big way. And I think it was such a blessing. And especially in this day and age, you know, we need to be lights in the world. And I feel like this was a light for all the women that were in there. And it was a light for us as the advocates that were serving them. So it was just really magical. I can't even say enough about it.
Oh my God. I'm just, you're filling my cup because it's so great to see in such a short period of time. I mean, you just, enrolled in that program like 5 weeks ago.
Right. Yes, if even that far out. But it's made such a difference in our mindset, in our thought process, and just the freedom to experiment and see what works with. I think direct sales overall, it's pretty much the same, the way we do things and the way we try to keep that curiosity marketing going. And we were able to do that with grand success. That's how I know that you call them mega parties, but I'm thinking that they're mega parties with mega success. That's the way I felt. Is like, this fits.
Yeah.
And something else that you and I had talked about on Monday was how wonderful it is for the new advocates that had just joined our community, that were part of this mega party, that they got to see how to do it and what it felt like, and how to comment and post, and how to invite people in organically, and really make it so like a training experience, like what you say as far as, do you call it host mentoring?
Yeah, that formula really allows you to scale your business.
Yeah.
And mentor at the same time.
Yes.
And I feel like that fires up the consultants, the advocates on your team that maybe were struggling to do virtual parties. And so they were paralyzed. And now they're like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it again. Let's keep going.
Yeah. And that really is what we can do, because now these new advocates that just joined, it's like, well, let's do one of these with you. Let's take these new ones and let's put them together. And thankfully we have such a cohesive team, and they're drama-free zone. They are just all about working together, collaborating, and taking care of the guests that were in there.
Yeah. And a couple of our Facebook Party Pro students are saying, can we get a sample of this format? This is the format. It's already there. It's in the course. This is a new course. So the course comes with lifetime updates. So if you bought the course, 2 years ago, it's probably updated since you bought it. But so tell them, maybe can you share just like a couple nuggets of wisdom that you took away from the course that you implemented?
Yeah. Well, initially it was really just, when you think that we were posting 13 posts a day, that was the first thing. It's like, let's take this down a notch. And then doing more lives. So that was the other thing that we had done, was we had planned, like I told you, the 4 posts. But then some of the advocates were going to be commenting to keep that algorithm going, bumping up those original posts. And then anybody that wanted to go live and do a tutorial or a demonstration or talk about their favorite product could jump in there, like a 3 to 5 minute thing, super simple. Good. They could just play around with it, and good experience. But also, people love to watch people do makeup. It's crazy. I didn't realize what a thing that was.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Do you know what's one of the most searched things on YouTube are makeup tutorials?
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
like number 1.
Yes. Well, that's wonderful.
People want to know.
And Lynn, I think because of that, talking about the videos and really focusing on video, it helped us to realize that we are education based, and we do have a really phenomenal toxin-free mission that we are sharing with our communities. But you know what? It's almost too heavy for this time in our life to talk about that kind of stuff. So keeping it light and, just kind of a distraction, a happy distraction that they could tune into with us, that also made a difference. And so what I love and what I think I connected with was the fun that you bring to every video that I've ever seen you in. It's like, okay, guys, we need to just keep this fun. Lynn makes everything fun. Let's make everything fun.
It's not fun. I don't want to do it. I literally do crack myself up, and you guys know that as well. We don't take ourselves too seriously.
No, we like to think of ourselves as cool people doing cool things, and we want as many other cool people to come along with us.
Absolutely. Well, I love all your tips, and I just think it's so exciting how quickly you've been able to make that shift. Kelly really did a great recap here. She said,
Good.
fewer posts. I mean, this is basically my formula in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Fewer posts, more lives, encapsulated posts, what you need to know, really being intentional and focused on meaningful content versus marketing messages.
Absolutely. Yep.
Different.
We do not, and we do talk about that, the difference between marketing and helping somebody make a decision to purchase.
Yeah.
And that's where you're going to find the messenger, private messenger, texting, that communication. That's where that happens. But Facebook posts, that's all about marketing, but it can be done really beautifully.
Yeah. And it's called social selling, but it really is not about selling.
No.
It's really about helping people solve a problem. And that's when people just are willing and ready to hand over their credit card and wanting to do what you do because they never feel like they're being sold to, right?
Right. Yes, absolutely.
So first of all, I want to make sure everybody knows how to connect with you. So where can they find you? I know it's the same on Facebook and Instagram, correct?
Yes. Living Well Beauty is the name of my Facebook page. If they'd like to be part of my private resource group, that's a Living Well Life. And that's where we do talk about, cosmetics. We do tutorials. We talk about skincare. And I mean, it's changed my life because I'm 56 years old and I want to stop the aging process. And so I feel like it's really helped with that, so they can get those tips and tricks. But we share so much more, like better than Heinz organic homemade ketchup recipes, or, just lifestyle tips mostly. So it's fun. So either one is great.
All right. I put that up on the screen for everybody, for anybody that wants to connect with Lisa and reach out to her.
I would love to. Yes, it's a fun journey.
Yeah, Kelly's saying it's a social problem. So yeah, that's exactly what it is. And Mindy's asking, can you talk more about what the encapsulated post means?
Sure. So when we would do a live, we would talk about, certain products, say our Smart Primer or our foundation. And then instead of going into details in the comments above, like for the post itself, we would actually take graphics of the foundation, put the benefits and highlights of it down in the comments. So we thought of it almost like a little mini magazine, but everything was right there. And then like for the Smart Primer, then we do one for that. And that's where our advocate community was so crucial in helping to share those little bits and pieces of information, which then also kept that post going to the top of our guest news feed.
So using your comments is very smart, especially when you have content. Maybe it's a company graphic that does look more like a marketing message or looks more salesy. Keep that out of your feed, right? Because nobody wants to see it. Nobody's going to connect with that at all. And put that in the comments, and you can even reference that and say, I'll put more information in the comments.
And
right?
That's exactly what we did. Yeah. If you would like more information about the Beautifully Flawless, just look for that in the comments below. Now, a lot of those got buried because with that many comments that were coming in fast and furious, we tried to kind of bump those in different places, or at least get in touch with people to say, if this is something that you're interested in, I can send you a message.
Yeah. I mean, then you're just like, I gotta get all these people now and convert.
Yes, so exactly. Yes.
I call it, so my formula, I call it the 3 C's of social selling. It's captivate, connect, and convert.
And I love it.
That's my secret 3 C's. And so when you can't miss one, you could captivate, you could connect, but if you're not converting, you're wasting your time, you're wasting their time as well, especially when people need what you have, right? So you've got to be checking off that you're doing all those 3 things to serve your communities. So captivate, connect, convert.
I love it. The 3 C's, that's the best 3 C's message I've ever heard. So converting happens in Messenger, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Well, it happens 2 ways. You have to have those, calls to action.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Every single post has to have a question
Uh-huh.
that leads people through that journey to now having that conversation. And the conversion happens in text message and messenger when you have that one-on-one and you're really building that relationship. So,
oh my gosh. And that was the thing, just talking about what the questions are, you just inspired me so much. So like we added questions like, are you intrigued by the idea of building a business and creating another stream of income for your family through a home-based business that gives you freedom of time and location? And people are like, yes, give it to me.
So simple.
Yeah, it's so simple. But it was, it's like it was there, but you just brought it all to the forefront of our minds. And we were able then to share that in this amazing workshop. The timing, like I said, was divine.
Oh, well, so exciting. And the timing of you being here is divine as well, as we, really help people navigate through this crazy year.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're starting to look at 2021. I want everybody that's watching this to know that it is important to make a shift. Yeah. People are tired. They're online all the time. They're tuning out. Yeah. And so we need to really respond to that in our industry with everybody doing everything virtually now. And less has always been more for me. And it hasn't been more true than this year. So
exactly. And you talked about something about edutainment. It's that being entertaining while we're still educating on whether it's the opportunity or the products that each and every one of these women are sharing. And keeping it fun is so important because, they'll watch TV because it's a distraction and it's fun. So why can't they watch us instead? Right?
It's true. People want to be entertained no matter what you got going on. Right. And honestly, just being yourself is entertaining. And as I said, not taking yourself too seriously.
Yeah. I'm just so connected with you though, Lynn. Your programs are spot on and they are just so helpful. And I hope that anybody that's thinking about it makes the decision to jump in there and see what you have to offer because it's pure brilliance.
Oh, you're too kind. Thank you. Thank you. I'm a woman on a mission here.
Yeah. Well, and and that's the thing for me. It's like anybody that's in direct sales needs to know what you have to offer because I just saw from going from one event, the way we were doing it the old way, to this new event where midstream, you're like, oh, no, this is what we got to do. And then it was, like I said, a mega success. So thank you.
Yes, it works. I knew it would. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope that Lisa has inspired you to start thinking about less is more, as well as scaling your business, inviting more hosts to party at one time. It's just way more fun when there's more people, or if you're a leader, holding some type of mega event with your team. And Matt, oh my gosh, 9,000 in sales. And that happened this month after your biggest month last month.
Yes, biggest month last month. So even that, it really is like a mini miracle. And it's going to end the month strong. And we're going to go into 2021, feeling, this powerful vibration behind us. And so I love that for our team too. It's really cool.
Oh my gosh. This is just going to...
Yeah, exactly.
Like a rocket's going to blast out. Thank you so much, Lisa. So as we wrap up, what is next for you in 2021? Now that you're at that 4 million in organization mark, have you thought about what's next?
Well, this is, I tease because it's like, this is a hobby for me because I love it so much. It's like my work and my hobby. And so I just see it really just, finding, like I said, cool people that want to do cool things and just being on this journey with us and helping them have the skills, acquire the skills from the trainings that we get from you and from, other industry leaders and just making it the best 2021 of our lives, right?
Absolutely. And you know what? It's so refreshing to hear your success, especially this year when so many people are struggling. It's important to know that in our industry, there's a lot of people doing really great. And I hope you guys take that to heart.
Yeah, we definitely will. No matter what the climate outside of our home offices is, we will rise up and shine. That's for sure.
Rise up and shine. We'll end it on that. I love it.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Make
Thank
sure you
you,
guys
Lynn.
connect with Lisa on Instagram, Facebook. She's all over, or in her group. And of course, check out my Instagram reels today, because you will see what I had to do to get ready to go on today.
Guys, really, the next thing you do when we log off, definitely go check it out. It's awesome.
It will be very entertaining. I will say that. Make sure you hit the play. You have to hit the sound, because it's only entertaining with the sound. All right. Thank you, Lisa. If you're watching on YouTube, we're actually on YouTube as well. So if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to get more episodes like this. Bye, everyone. Thanks, Lisa.